Welcome back to talknorth.com. Thank you for listening. If you can, please download before you listen. It helps our business. I'd also like to thank our producer, Brandon Morton, and let you know if you'd like to sponsor this program or any of the programs on the network, you can reach me at jsouhan47@gmail.com. Welcome back to the Russo-Souhan Show. Today, we're going to try not to get Michael in trouble with his mother. We'll probably fail, but we'll try. I do want to tell you that our next live show, 5:30, August 21st, that's Tuesday night at Dulonos Pizza, downtown Minneapolis, 5:30 at Dulonos Pizza. If the Lynx have a home game, you can come over, catch the full Russo-Souhan show and still make opening tip and have some good pizza and drink in your belly before you get there. If the Lynx have a road game on Tuesday night, road playoff game, you can come to Dulonos, watch the Russo-Souhan show, and then watch the Lynx game on one of their 85,000 big screen TVs and play bubble hockey and jukebox and video games and pool and darts and all that other stuff too. Dulonos has been a great partner. We love going over there. And if you can't make it to the live show or you can't make it to Dulonos in person, they have delivery all over the metro. They have another Dulonos in Woodbury, so you can get delivery pretty much everywhere in the metro area. We highly recommend their pizza, their food, and also
$12.99 weekday lunch buffet, unbelievable. Absolutely. Pizza, subs, salad, fried chicken,
all good
cookies.
stuff. And if you are a fan of the network as a whole, our next live Viking Update show will be this Friday, 1 o'clock at the Mississippi Pub down in Inver Grove Heights. Come down for lunch, see the river, hang out. It's a cool place. We'd love to see you down there as well. All right, let's be honest. It's a slow time for hockey. I think you had a recent conversation with Fenton, right? You want to start with that?
Yeah, I was in Cancun, and he called. I sent an email to set up an interview just because I figured I better touch base with him. And he called. He was like, "What, are you in Europe?" And I was like, "No, I'm in Cancun, but I'm bored out of my mind, so let's chat." So
you went to Cancun and you got bored?
Well, it was the first day. It was like, all right, this is awesome. Second day, I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do for the next 4? I became friends with his family that are from California.
You're like an adoption agency. You just adopt people everywhere you go.
Yeah, the guy owns a software company, and the mom's the coolest woman. They're from Orange County, 3 kids. They were at the end of they're in the final week of a 3-week trip that went on a cruise to the South Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and then Cancun. 3 weeks. But here's the most amazing thing. The guy who owns the software company disconnects for 3 weeks. Has not been on his phone.
Oh, my God.
Like email, phone, nothing. He disconnects. There's an emergency number, essentially, like if his company is about to fall off the cliffs of Orange County into the ocean, call me. But otherwise, and he said it's the most therapeutic thing. He does it every summer, 3 weeks, totally disconnects. And as he's telling me this, I was on my phone. And so every time he came into the lounge of the thing and he looked at me and goes, "You need to get off your phone. You need to get off." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm booking flights." And then we're at the pool one day. I was hanging out with his family, and we're at the pool, and all of a sudden I get this email from Sicky, the wild PR guy, Tent's going to call you in the next hour. And I'm like, "All right, I'll see you."
That's a good way to disconnect.
And then I said to the guy later, I'm like, "See, if I wasn't on my phone, I wouldn't have gotten that email to get ready for a Fenton phone call." So
here's the thing: is I tend to do at least something work-related every day.
Yeah.
I know you do too, and I do it when I'm on vacation, and I think it's bad for me. I think it's the wrong way to live your life, and I know when my wife wants to disconnect and I'm not disconnected, that's bad too. But I feel like if I don't do something every day, I'm going to be so far behind that I'm never going to catch up.
I can't imagine his first week back at work, what the amount of fires he's going to put out and emails returned and phone calls and things like that. But I was trying to explain to them that we went to this incredible steakhouse, and I was trying to explain to him as I was on my phone at dinner that you never know when there's going to be news, and that like it's impossible for me to disconnect. And they're like, and I think they were having trouble buying it. They're like, is the world going to end if all of a sudden like you're scooped on a story? I'm like, yes, it absolutely will.
Yeah.
I will not be able to like survive that. So that was, but I mean, it must be cathartic. To just be able to not worry about anything, just concentrate in the moment, enjoy your vacation.
Well, I will say that a couple times, my wife loves cruises. I didn't think I'd like them. I liked them, but then the last one I went on, I was like, it has to be like the right setting and the right ship, going to the right places, not be surrounded by annoying people, all those things. But I will say the one thing about cruising is you do have to you can't be on your phone out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
You can't do it. And it is a different experience than being someplace where you can pick up your phone and check in with work or do a quick podcast. And it is probably therapeutic. I'm just not very good at doing what is. Yeah. You and I are not good at doing what is best for us.
Yeah, exactly. And then I met a couple from Minnesota. Actually, the husband's from
You're
Winnipeg.
Developing a good Minnesota accent. That was a Minnesota. Yeah. That was pretty good.
So Jets fans, so chatted with them. Met I won't say what team, but met a baseball scout and his girlfriend there, and we got talking about analytics in baseball and his rolling his eyes at the whole thing, and I almost gave away the team. Let's just say that he works for Billy Bean. Let's just guess that, okay? And he's like, even Billy Bean will tell you that it's to break a tie. Right. And it's not,
exactly.
It's not, look at the New York Mets. Everybody's saying right now that one reason why they stink is that they rely so heavily on analytics. And now that they're a mess, they don't know, where to turn or how to fix it or things like that. And we were chatting about it, correlating between hockey and baseball, and I say it the same way. There's a human element to everything that you have to absolutely believe exists. And especially in hockey, I've talked about this all the time. One of the things that drives me crazy is the shooting percentage stat. I mean, unless you're Ovechkin, the majority of guys are just shooting the puck. And you're praying it goes in.
Right.
You're not picking
deflection.
spots.
You're hoping for deflection or a rebound.
So sometimes you get hot, sometimes you don't. And I get returning to the mean and things like that. But my point is that, and he would agree with baseball, where it's a lot more of a stats-driven business. Is that too much is kind of spent right now on the whole analytics of all this stuff, and that you need to still scout with your eyes. And some of the players that he's most proud of were all that feeling that he had scouting that guy's just got it. He's got it in his heart. He was telling me this great story about. Now I'm going to tell you who it is. All right, let's just say I won't say this. I don't want to say who it is because tell
you what, I'm going to let you sort out how you want to describe him while we thank Twill and the Edina Galleria, twillmn.com, TWILL on Instagram. Check them out. I wear their stuff all the time. Johnny O, Peter Millar. They have cool luggage. They have stuff that's innovative. They have stuff that's hand-stitched. They have high-end suits, but this time of the year they still have just lots of casual summer stuff, golf stuff, comfortable stuff. I won't mention the underwear that I buy there because it makes Michael very uncomfortable, so we won't mention that it's the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn.
Jim usually doesn't like to shop for clothes. I don't like it when he shops for clothes either, because he used to buy stuff I'd want to throw out. That's why I'm so glad he's found Twill in the Edina Galleria. He likes shopping there because of the comfortable environment and the friendly staff. He finds clothes that actually fit him properly and are high-quality brands that will look great for years, whether he's golfing or working. Our favorites so far are Peter Millar, Johnny O, and Barber. We spend our money at Twill because we love the clothes and we love the no-pressure shopping. Drop by Twill in the Edina Galleria for the best shopping experience and best clothes you'll find in the Twin Cities.
All right, let's get deeper into the analytics stuff.
Well, he was just telling me this great scouting story. It's funny when you have a conversation with us and every word that comes out of a person's mouth, you're like, God, this would make a great article.
I know.
Have you ever, even this software guy, I'm like, God, I wish I could write about you. It's like his 5th, 6th startup. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wow.
I have no business mind, and this guy's telling me about, the gazillion companies he's started, and I'm just bored with that one, so I'm going to start this one.
He should talk to us.
Yeah, so I was trying to tell him about The Athletic, and he was pretty intrigued, and he's not a sports guy. But back to the scout that doesn't work for the Athletics. So he was telling me this great story about he was telling me about what it's like to be a baseball scout and how much pride you have with your guy. That's my guy,
yes,
things like that.
Absolutely.
And he was telling me this story about how it's tough. You go in every year in June, and you're so excited. You're hoping your team picks that player that you really loved in that one place. And he covers 3 or 4 states. And he was telling me this story about how it's just this weird experience. Like they have 1,500 names on a board at a baseball draft in their war room. And all of a sudden, you have like an intern, some other team will take a guy in the 4th round, and he'll go over to that name, pull it off, and literally toss it in the garbage. So, and a lot of times as the draft is so quickly, and again, the baseball draft is not always, isn't it like on the phone almost?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like, so sometimes you miss guys that are being taken, and there's so many rounds and things like that. So all of a sudden, there's this one pitcher that he's absolutely in love with. And all of a sudden, he watches this intern go up to that kid's name and just throw it in the garbage. And all of a sudden, he's in his own mind thinking about the time that he went to scout this guy.
Yep.
And he's like, he's friends with this baseball coach at Old Dominion. Now I'm telling you the team. And he calls him up and he goes, it's a doubleheader. He goes, look, is this guy he's a reliever. Is he going to pitch in this game? And he goes, yes, I'll make sure he gets in for you. And he goes, all right, can you make sure that he's in the 9th inning of the first game? And he's like, not in the 9th inning, but can you make sure you get him in the first game because I really want to go drive 5 hours this way to go see this other person. And he's like, yeah, I'll do my best. So he drives 7 hours to Old Dominion. On the way, he gets a speeding ticket going. In his mind, 56 and a 55.
Oh, my God.
Gets into a fight with the cop. He gets the ticket. He barely makes the first game. He gets there. It's the 9th inning. Runners on first base, no outs. The guy is going to come in for the 9th inning, but they're up 3-0. So the first guy flies out, pops out. So next guy gets a hit. So first and second and 1 out. So all he needs is this other reliever to go in. He's warming up in the bullpen, and all of a sudden, boom, the double play ball. Like on a 2-0 count, you remember 2-0 count, fastball, and the guy swings at it with runners in first and second, double play ball, game ends. So now he's got to wait not only till the 9th inning of the next game to see his guy, but he's got to wait 3 hours in between games to see it. So he waits that. He's now all of a sudden watches this guy come into the 9th, get a save, drives 7 hours back, misses the second game. And that's the guy that they threw out in the garbage. And he's like, but all of a sudden you're in this trance of remembering all I did to go watch him pitch one batter in the 9th inning in the second day of the amount 24-hour day. 7 hours there, 7 hours back, 7 hours at the 2 games. I mean, it's just so funny. And as he's telling the story, I'm like, yeah, I wish I had my tape recorder on.
Well, I mean, I've done those stories on scouts because when I covered baseball as a beat writer, I was friends with scouts all over the place, and that's what you did as a beat writer. It's what you do too. You talk to scouts all the time. Some of them were sources, some were just friends, some were just people you chatted with and got insights from. And like Gene Glynn, the Twins' third base coach now, when he scouted for the Rays, I would talk to him, and he wasn't like a source, but he was a great source of information. He was so smart. He would tell me, yeah, this guy's about to go in a slump. Mm-hmm. This guy's about to get hot. He could see the game that way.
Yeah.
But Terry Ryan was at heart a scout, and I knew him when he was a VP of personnel and then later a GM. And people told legendary stories about Terry. Terry would drive 12 hours, see, again, a guy pitch 1 inning, and then he'd drive 12 hours, see the next guy pitch an inning. And you drive 12 hours, and then the game would be rained out. You'd never see the player you want. It was amazing. My favorite Terry Ryan scouting story, though, is Terry went out and rented a car and wanted to return it early. He got what he needed. He went back to the Chicago airport, was going to return it early. And they were going to charge him extra to return the car early. Well, Terry got ticked. He said, okay, I'm not going to pay extra to return it early. Yeah, well, that's our policy. He said, oh, that's your policy. Okay, so what if I return it a week from today? They said, well, yeah, then you'd be on your normal rate. And he goes, okay. He took the car and he put like 15,000 miles on it in a week or something and dropped it off, and like the engine smoking and shit. And he said, you wanted it. Here's your deal. I drove all over the United States in your car. I went by your rules.
Well, this same Scout, he drives a Hyundai, and all of